Updates, very important. There's a reason why the public has shifted from being a little skeptical of Justin Baldoni to basically just rooting outright for Justin Baldoni at this point. If you can't avoid this movie, you absolutely should, because it's absolute trash. I know some people like this movie. Some people are stupid. Oops! Oops!
Who seems to have it all. He's got the charm, the quick wit, the blockbuster roles, and, if the rumor mill is to be believed, a certain knack for stirring up hidden drama behind the scenes. From surprising reports about pressuring a well-known director to shape a movie in a specific way, to being called out for his comedic style by an outspoken critic, Reynolds' off-screen life may have more intrigue than any of his big-screen adventures. Lately, people can't stop talking about these backstage anecdotes, and it's not just fans who are tuning in. The commentary has grown loud enough to draw in big names like Ben Shapiro.
Lively Justin Baldoni saga. I know, people are really into this, like really into this.
What's so special about Ryan Reynolds? On the surface, he's the wisecracking hero of crowd favorites, beloved for his unique brand of humor. But once you dig deeper, you find a swirl of rumors involving high-profile figures. There's talk of his wife, Blake Lively, and even their famous friend Taylor Swift, flexing some muscle to influence the direction of an entire movie. It might sound like a scene ripped from the tabloids, but plenty of insiders swear it's more than idle gossip.
Since I've been involved in this case, I've gotten 50 either texts or emails or things to my firm's website, more than 50 actually, about this was my experience with Blake Lively. We weren't allowed to talk to her on the set. We weren't allowed to ask for an autograph. We were, instructed, this way or that. We were treated like this. I mean, and these things aren't coming because we're doing an investigation. These are completely organic. These are based on people's real life experiences. In fact, we've come across evidence that shows that even her own representatives knew that she was threatening and mean and tough and wanted to get her way. This is not something that we wanted out there. It's not something that Justin wanted out there. In fact, it hurts the movie. It doesn't help the movie. And Justin knew.
When a controversy like this touches not just one, but multiple household names, Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Taylor Swift, and even a well-respected director named Justin Baldoni, well then everyone starts paying attention. Add to that a scathing review from Ben Shapiro about Reynolds' comedic approach, and you have the recipe for a viral talking point. The deeper question is whether Reynolds is steering the creative ship with a heavy hand or just being the playful, improvisational actor everyone recognizes on screen. Before we get to the heart of these puzzling claims, let's rewind and see how all these puzzle pieces fit together. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe, because let's face it, I'm nothing without your support. Now back to the tea.
And complained about it by attacking him and trying to wreck him, because she apparently was at one point in a room with her, Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor Swift trying to bully Justin Baldoni to make changes to
I want to know more about
movie.
The presence of Taylor Swift, who sort of leads this mean girl clique. There was a thing happening over the summer that the Daily Mail reported on where there were other female artists such as Billie Eilish who were releasing albums in the sort of tailwinds of her last release. She was manipulating all of her new releases to keep these women from hitting #1. This is who she runs with, and that tells me everything. And I just, to sit there and have your husband bully your director.
Yes.
If you don't like this, have the balls to do it yourself.
Right.
Don't have your husband throw his weight around.
With your husband, that's so weird. Like your husband who's Ryan Reynolds. Of course it was a threat.
And in your penthouse, on your home turf, using your wealth as leverage.
Right.
Showing off.
And your friend Taylor.
And your friend Taylor, who's what is she doing there? Is she just scrolling Instagram?
One of my dragons.
What is she, that is just wild.
Using exactly these tactics against Justin Baldoni, apparently. That turns out to be a bad tactic.
It wasn't one of those overnight rumors that fizzle out quickly instead. It seemed to pick up steam with each passing day to many people. The idea that an actress in her celebrity circle could shape a film's creative direction was shocking, sure. Stars give input all the time, but the alleged level of influence here was a whole different beast. The story goes that Baldwin's original vision for the film clashed with notes offered by Lively and her well-connected circle, who supposedly had strong opinions about the script's tone and direction. Some say they wanted lighter comedic elements. Others claimed they were pushing for deeper dramatic arcs. In any case, Tharimer Mill insisted that Baldoni had felt external pressure, an unspoken but powerful nudge that made him think twice
What is the
before
latest update?
finalizing
Well,
certain scenes.
it turns out that Blake Lively was caught on tape talking about how she manipulates people around her in order to take control of the movies upon which she works.
This is important to say, okay, I believe in this, and that's why I'm standing up for it, and that's why I'm not being difficult. And then there are other moments to go like, am I the in the room? Like, what is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that like that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do. And so it was a really strange position to be in because I felt like I don't want to just like be an actor. Like I want to have more authorship.
Oh my God. And then she did exactly that to Justin Baldoni, apparently. Like that's literally the accusation as to what happened. So first of all, let me point out to Blake Lively, you are an actress. Unless you signed on as a producer or a director, there's literally no reason why your creative input should matter. You're an actor. If you want to write your own script, you should go write your own script. If you want to sign on to a movie with the understanding that you're going to actually make script changes, then great. But if the idea is that you sign on as an actor and then you turn around and try to take control of the script, this makes you a jerk. Right? Like at the very, very...
To be clear, these allegations swirling around internet forums, celebrity news blogs, and the commentary of people who like to dissect everything a star might do, and a top-notch lawyer that put everything up on a website for the world to see.
My entire career, this is the one case we're going to put every single text message, every single document, everything on a website for everyone in the public to read, come to their own conclusions, and they can determine whether or not there was sexual harassment here, there was a smear campaign, or there was retaliation, because we have proof and receipts that absolutely and unequivocally show this is not.
The buzz alone says a lot about how people see Ryan Reynolds and his circle. Fans love Reynolds' sharp humor and trust Taylor Swift's instincts when it comes to captivating an audience. But there's growing suspicion that this star-studded influence might be overpowering a director's creative vision. So what does that mean for Justin Baldoni? If these accounts hold any truth, he found himself in a tricky position. On one side, he's the one responsible for the final product. On the other, it's not every day you have to navigate the input of a Hollywood power couple and a global pop icon. Even if their suggestions were well-intended, the question of who truly calls the shots remains a hot topic. But let's be real. No, Hollywood controversy exists in isolation. Just as whispers of creative power struggles spread, another storm was brewing, this time with Ryan Reynolds at the center. And leading the charge? None other than Ben Shapiro, who had some choice words. For Reynolds' work in Deadpool and Wolverine, I know some people like this movie. Some people are stupid. This movie is bad. Every joke is too long. It's the same joke over and over. Some weird homoerotic tension between Deadpool and Wolverine. The plot? It makes zero sense. It's 8 hours long. It's just terrible. If you know Ben Shapiro, you know he doesn't hold back. When he dropped his unfiltered thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine, the internet braced for impact. According to Shapiro, the movie was painfully long, filled with repetitive jokes, and completely lacking a coherent storyline. His blunt assessment? Some people like this movie. Some people are stupid. Subtle? Not exactly. Shapiro's biggest issue? Reynolds' signature comedic style. He argues that Reynolds leans too heavily on ad-libbing, turning what could be a tight, clever script into an endless parade of one-liners. Sure, Improvisation can inject life into a comedy, but Shapiro claims Deadpool and Wolverine pushed it too far, sacrificing structure for an endless stream of wisecracks. Another major gripe: the filler. Where fans saw fun banter, Shapiro saw pointless tangents dragging the runtime. He also wasn't a fan of the film's comedic tone, saying it rehashed the same gags, especially the ones playing on the bizarre dynamic between Deadpool and Wolverine. Shapiro's harshest critique? That the movie felt like an exhausting collection of cringeworthy jokes, and he wasn't alone in his frustration. To make matters worse, Shapiro revealed he watched the movie on a plane and regretted every second. So, I had the misfortune a couple of months ago of being on a plane, looking for something to watch, and settling on Deadpool and Wolverine. As I've said before, my first advice as a lawyer to all clients: don't do criming on tape. Criming on tape is stupid and bad. Don't do it. Watching this wasn't a crime, but it sure felt like one. But here's where things get really interesting. Shapiro's critique wasn't just about the movie. It turned into a full-blown discussion about Reynolds' comedic brand. Is his signature humor still sharp, or has it become stale? Some fans will defend him to the end, praising his quick wit. Others? They're starting to agree with Shapiro, saying the formula is getting predictable. And then, out of nowhere, the controversy took a wild turn, straight back to Justin Baldoni. This movie has now also become notorious because of a character called Nicepool, who apparently is a spoof of Justin Baldoni. He looks like Baldoni, talks like Baldoni. He literally was Baldoni's character. Cue the chaos. The moment Nicepool appeared on screen, Shapiro's radar went off. While the average viewer might not have caught it, he found the resemblance uncanny, hinting that the creative team was sending a very specific message. Was this a friendly nod, a playful jab, or something more personal? The internet wasted no time dissecting the implications. What's more, Baldoni himself hasn't addressed it. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe it flew under his radar. Or maybe he's choosing to ignore it. After all, Deadpool thrives on meta-humor and inside jokes. But for those keeping track of the rumored tension between Baldoni and Reynolds' circle, this felt like a deliberate move. And here's the bigger question. Does Reynolds' comedic style need a refresh? Shapiro's critique sheds light on a bigger issue. How long can an actor ride the same brand of humor before audiences start rolling their eyes? Fans argue Reynolds' comedic instincts are his biggest strength. Critics like Shapiro say he's stuck in a loop. Beyond that, the Nicepool situation raises another debate. Are personal feuds or behind-the-scenes power plays creeping into major blockbusters? Is it all just Hollywood fun, or are these inside jokes a little too inside? Reynolds, for his part, has stayed quiet. He hasn't addressed the rumors, probably hoping they stayed just that, rumors. But that doesn't stop people from wondering, what's next for Ryan Reynolds? Hollywood loves building up its stars just as much as it loves tearing them down. If Reynolds really did influence Baldoni's film, we're talking about a serious level of control. Add in Blake Lively and Taylor Swift's alleged involvement, and suddenly, you have three heavyweights shaping a film's direction. This isn't the first time Hollywood has seen power struggles behind the scenes. Sometimes it's about artistic passion. Other times it's pure ego. In Reynolds' case, some believe he genuinely thinks his comedic instincts elevate any project. Others see it as overconfidence, an unwillingness to let the professionals do their jobs. And what about the impact of Shapiro's critique? Could it push Reynolds to rethink his comedic style? Will he take on more serious roles to prove he's more than just a wisecracking hero? Or will he double down and deliver an even bigger, bolder dose of his signature humor? Let's not forget, controversy sells, and Reynolds knows how to turn buzz into box office gold. But will Baldoni be open to working with him again? If the rumors are true, would Taylor Swift still align herself with Reynolds professionally? These aren't just celebrity friendships. They're career-shaping alliances. Hollywood is a tangled web where every move is scrutinized. Fans analyze social media interactions, dissect interviews, and speculate about on-set dynamics. And now, Reynolds finds himself at the center of it all. His comedic brand, his alleged influence over other creatives, and a possible dig at Baldoni, it's all up for debate. At the heart of it, this isn't just about Reynolds. It's about how much power A-listers really have in shaping Hollywood's biggest projects. It's about whether audiences will ever get tired of the wisecracking, fourth-wall-breaking Deadpool shtick. And it's about whether personal drama is starting to seep into the very films we watch. So where do we land? Is Reynolds an unstoppable comedic force, or has he become too reliant on the same tricks? Do these behind-the-scenes rumors expose a hidden power struggle, or is it all just exaggerated gossip? One thing's for sure. Hollywood never runs out of drama, and Reynolds' story keeps getting wilder. From secret script meddling to brutal critiques and eyebrow-raising cameos, Ryan Reynolds' Hollywood saga has more twists than any blockbuster he's ever starred in. Will it change how we see him? Or is it just another chapter in the endless Hollywood rumor mill? Maybe a little of both. One thing is certain. As long as Reynolds keeps cracking jokes and the internet keeps talking, this story is far from over. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all the latest Hollywood drama. See you in the next one. With Tea with Liz.